Boss, this loop engineering thing everyone's posting about, that's just the loop command, right?
It isn't, rookie. And it's not just for people who write code. 10 minutes from now, using cooking and email of all things, you'll see why this changes how you use AI at all. Plus the 3 things nearly everyone mixes up. We'll untangle those at the end.
Okay, so what is loop engineering?
I'll borrow the line that says it best. It's replacing yourself as the person who prompts the agent. You design the system that does the prompting instead.
I stop being the one typing prompts?
Right. Normally you ask once, the AI answers once, done. A loop's different. The AI does something, looks at the result, reasons about it against a goal, and decides whether to go again. And you run that.
Act, observe, reason, repeat.
Exactly. And once you think this way, the model stops being a chat partner. It becomes a subroutine inside your loop, just a part.
That escalated fast. Also, one thing's bugging me. You said cooking and email. So why on earth is it called engineering?
Good thing to get stuck on. Hold that. I'll pay it off at the end.
So why is this term suddenly everywhere?
June 2026. Adi Osmani, engineering lead at Google Chrome, put a name on it, and the post cleared 6.5 million views in days. He pulled together ideas from Boris Cherny at Anthropic and Peter Steinberger.
So this is like this month?
Fresh out of the oven. The reason's simple. Sometime in 2026, AI agents got good enough to run multi-step work on their own for hours. Once that happened, the bottleneck moved. From how smart the model is to how well you designed the loop.
Smart's caught up, so now it's about how you run it.
That's it. And the shape itself, reason, act, observe, isn't new. There's a 2022 paper called React that's the ancestor. What's trending is the name and the practice. The idea's had years of runway.
New name, old bones.
Old bones, which means it's safe to learn.
The engineering part. What exactly are you designing?
Easiest to see it as 4 layers, bottom up. Bottom is prompt, the words you send. Above it, context, everything the model sees. Above that, harness, the environment the agent runs in. And on top, loop, the cycle that drives toward a goal.
Does the top layer replace the one below it?
This part matters. It doesn't replace it, it wraps it. You still need the prompt and the context. The loop sits on top.
So they nest?
And to turn that top layer, the loop, into something that actually runs, you need 5 parts. This is the map for today. Trigger, what starts it, goal, a verifiable end state like inbox at 0 or all tests pass, actions, the tools it can use, verification, how it knows it's finished, memory, what carries over between passes.
Why make a point of verifiable on the goal?
Because that's the whole game. Make it nice isn't a goal, it can't stop. Inbox at 0, a machine can check that.
A vague goal is a loop that can't end.
And a loop that can't end is just a bill. That comes back later too.
These 5 parts, that's a coding thing though, right?
You'd think. So let me show you 3 altitudes. The same 5 parts turn up in places that aren't code at all. Start every day. Find me something I can cook with what's in the fridge and swap out anything I'm missing. The AI suggests a recipe, act. Checks it against your shelves. Observe. Missing something, try another, reason. Until it fits, repeat.
That's a loop, not just a search.
A loop. It doesn't finish in one shot. It circles a few times toward a verifiable goal, only what's in the house.
Honestly, that's the thing I already do in my head.
Right. You're already running loops, you just haven't been designing them. Up a level, email, goal, inbox to 0, tools, search, label, draft, verification, anything left untouched.
Where's the memory?
That's where loops get good. Tell it once, invoices from this sender go in that folder, and next morning it remembers. The more it runs, the more it bends toward how you work.
No re-explaining from scratch every morning.
None. Osmani's line for it, the agent forgets, the repo doesn't. The trick is keeping the memory somewhere outside the chat. One more on the work side, running social. Draft the posts, schedule them. Anyone does that. The key that makes it a loop is the observe step. You look at which posts landed and feed that into next week's drafts.
See the reaction, the next batch gets smarter?
The feedback's built into the system. The more it runs, the more your winning patterns pile up.
So what's the code example?
I'll give you the most honest one I've got. How this channel actually runs. There are 3 places where we really do run loops. The script gets written, then someone like you flags the problems, we fix, we resubmit. Up to 5 times. The finished video gets checked 3 times. Audio, visuals, timing before it goes out. And the blog, every time we publish, we pick 1 or 2 improvements and rebuild every post. The improvements stack up.
So all of it is run it, make it better.
Except, and this is the most important thing today, we've also got stuff that looks like a loop and isn't. Our blog generator, our video builder, they're automated, but they run once and stop. A human runs them again. That's a pipeline, not a loop.
Wait, if it's automated, it's not a loop?
It's not. This is where people get most tangled. A pipeline runs once. A loop runs toward a goal with verification and a condition to stop. Automated doesn't mean loop.
Automated script does not equal loop. Noted.
Get that, and you're halfway there.
Oh, so is it like this? You hunt for a topic every day, build the video through that pipeline, post it. Then you set the goal to, say, views or subscribers, and you watch the results and improve how you make them on a loop. Build that, and that's a real loop, right?
Rookie, that's it. The inner production loop wrapped by an outer loop that watches the outcome, a loop of loops.
Wait, I got it right?
You got it right. Full honesty, we don't run that outer one on autopilot yet. Right now a human reads the analytics and decides, but what you just described is the finished form we're aiming at. That's you understanding the idea.
Okay, practically, if I build a loop in Claude Code, which tools do I reach for?
Good question. Map the tools back onto those 5 parts and it all snaps into place. Loop handles trigger and stopping. It reruns the loop on an interval. Skills are the tools and knowledge the loop uses each pass.
Oh, this is where skills show up. So is a skill a kind of loop?
Other way around, the loop uses skills. A skill isn't a loop. I'll say that once more later.
The loop uses skills. Skills aren't loops.
Subagents split the do it job from the check it job. Schedule is the trigger for when you want it running while you're asleep. It survives after you close the session, and the memory files are your memory.
Loop and schedule. I'd mix those up.
One line. Loop runs inside a session. Schedule runs on a recurring basis with no session. Skills are the asterisk capability either one calls. Hold just that and you're set.
Running on its own, though. Isn't that a little scary? If it doesn't stop?
That's the right thing to be scared of. Here's a real one. Uber capped its engineers at $1,500 a month.
Why's that?
They burned a year's AI budget in 4 months.
A year's worth in 4 months.
So every loop gets 3 guards, a cap on the number of passes, a stop when the diff goes stale, and a ceiling on spend.
Stop when the diff goes stale? Meaning?
Meaning don't keep running when the outputs stop changing. If the AI returns the same answer twice, going again just melts time and money.
Stop it from running on when it's not making progress.
Right. Without all 3, it isn't a loop, it's an invoice that keeps arriving.
That's what you meant earlier. A loop that can't end is just a bill.
It connects. It's also why we keep human review gates on our scripts and videos. They're the human version of those guards.
Honestly, 3 things are still jumbled in my head. Loop engineering, Kikiya loop, and skills.
Let's untangle them, one frame. Loop engineering is the asterisk idea, designing the system that prompts the agent. Loop is one command in Claude Code, one implementation of the idea. Skills are a capability the loop calls.
The loop is when and how many, the skill is what?
That's it. That's the one-line answer.
Oh, that reminds me. The mystery from the start. Why is it called engineering? If we're talking about cooking.
Because the unit isn't code. Act, observe, reason, repeat, toward a goal you can verify, designing that cycle and its guards. That's the engineering. Code is just the example that gets photographed the most.
That lands. Cooking, email, code. The thing you're designing is the same way of looping.
That's it. One last thing. Osmani nails the warning. Verification is still on you. Done is a claim, not a proof.
The AI does the looping. You're the one who confirms it.
Build the loop. Stay the engineer. Take just that home and today did its job.